Hello everyone, my name is Milky from SWN Productions and welcome to the Stanley Powerball. This is a little game. It was based on a mod for Half-Life 2. It's called the Stanley Powerball, oddly, and it's sort of a game about misbehaving, either following instructions or misbehaving. It's a very charming game, all based on the narration that carries you through the game. And essentially, he's telling you what to do, and you can do it or you can not do it. All about the trials and tribulations of a man called Stanley who is sitting at a desk. So we're going to play this for a bit. I'll give you a few points. Probably play it through to one of the endings, or maybe a couple of them. There are multiple endings to this game, so I don't know which one I'm going to get based on my random wanderings. So let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Now, this is the Stanley Powerball. You get to wander around and misbehave or not, so I'm going to see what happens if I don't leave the office for a second. Is this clicky clicky? No, nothing's there. What's out here? You're into those? No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, I can't. Oh, I can't jump, but I can just about climb. Yep, see, they've got an achievement because I'm pressing spacebar. You can't jump.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay, I'm going to click it 20 times then.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Sorry, cookie clicker now. Let's see how many times I can click it. Is it going to be 50? Is that going to be enough?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
I was trying to find 417. This game is making you work for your achievements. What's this? No? I'll just turn off that computer. Or they're all turning off. 425, wanna get in there? No, can't get in there. Hello? Oh, there's a computer in there. Someone's been playing solitaire. Naughty. No, can't go in there. 420 shut as well. At least I had an office, these poor suckers didn't. It's 417. Ah, this is 417. I need to put 20 clicks into this.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. He's really making me work for this achievement, isn't he? I'm going to do it just to annoy him. I want the
Stanley
achievement.
clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
No, the game's insulting me now as well, which is funny. Oh no, I did turn off the computer. Any others to turn off? Can I turn off my own? No, I can't go back into there. So 437, wasn't it? It's this one.
Excellent! I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
This could be considered as frustrating. 415, 415, 417, 416, 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
I like the fact that the game's taking the piss out of me for this. Ooh, I can close and open the door. Whee! Oh, okay, back to what I was doing. Since the game's ridiculing me for it.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Where is the copy machine? He's making me click on things, he's being weird.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I like the fact that the narrator's getting more excited about the achievement than I am.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. Is it this one?
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He is getting really excited, actually. He sounds a lot like the guy who did the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy voiceover.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I think we're going to have to get Joe playing this game because it's going to annoy him. He's going to have to do that extra, the extra little bit to get that achievement. Right, what was I doing? Oh yes, I was wandering around here. Let's close the door behind me because I'm a polite person. Anything in here? No, I can't go in there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I don't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Still can't go in any of these doors. But, you know, I'm just misbehaving. There we go.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
Does that
beautifully
say no,
constructed
nothing?
room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I drink that? No. This doesn't seem to like me standing here, so let's see what happens if I just wait.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Right, I suppose I should move on. Right, what was I doing?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do I go or do I not? No, let's go forward.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Right, where are we? Ooh, this was fun. Warning, do not jump on cargo lift. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. 5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Let's go back through here. 2v1. 2v1. Oh, maybe that's right. Right, anyway, what are we doing? Going down here. 2v3. 2v4. Where's 2v2?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
There's something weird at the back there. I think it's just a graphical glitch. Let's go for the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, a door. Nope, doesn't seem to be much here. Oh, there's a loading break.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Oh, I'm moving. Okay.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Well, I've actually made this look quite nice. Considering it's a modification of a source mod. No, I guess I do have to move. Do I? Oh, no, it's changing again. What is that? No, I can't fall off it. Loads of stars and... What's that? No, let's not go down there just yet. Let's see if it changes once more. All the gas, cloudy things have gone. I don't think they're changing anymore. Right, let's go down here. Oh, it's changing. It's green now. We've got lots of green. Nope, let's go.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I like the fact that this hasn't been constructed yet.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Well, that means I've got to go up the stairs then. Up we go.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Does that mean I can go back? I wonder if they coded that in. He really doesn't want me to go up those stairs, does he? Oh, it's red now. Good,
good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Oh, that's actually, they did count for that. It's now red and blurry. The stars have gone. Right, that's annoying.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Well, let's go back up the stairs then. I'll go through there. Oh. Whee!
No!
Splat.
Oh, thank God you lived. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Whee! Splat.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? But you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Whee!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
No, let's make a choice. Whee!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Yep, it's going to restart. Oh, I'm back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I think I've already got the achievements. I guess clicking on doors isn't going to do it anymore.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, he doesn't like me being happy. What if I need to go back and then need to go back into that room and see if that does anything? I don't remember how I got there actually. Oh, I remember how I did it. Let's go a different route this time. What's this? Awaiting input. Oh. Pressed on it. No, can I click it again? No, it doesn't look like it. It did something, but I don't know what. Whee! Right, let's go back in. Close the door behind me, like a good little boy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right, let's go left. Nothing but over there. Close the door behind me.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting. Is there a way to alter the whiteboard? What have we got? We're broke Wednesdays, marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays. Okay? Pranking floor 5. And they've got a special meeting for that. Get Chris out of Bloom. Okay. Someone move the desk. Right, I wonder if what's still this. Something top secret here. Rate at which slides. Yep, that's quite true. No, I can't push it over. No. We need to get rid of reviews on the deaf sport portion from. Okay. No. Click on anything else? What's that? What's the box? No, nothing. Oh, what's this? What the? Spring break. Yeah, I think the dream's spring break.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm going to stay hiding in the broom closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I think there's a perfectly good reason to still be here, to annoy the narrator.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yep. Now I'm going to stand here and just look around the broom closet. Someone else got stuck in here.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Well, he's talking to me now, not to Stanley, I guess.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, At least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
No, well, we found one sort of reset
Maybe to
ending.
you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
They probably would. They'd probably make a few jokes about not coming out of the closet as well, to be perfectly honest.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
The narrator doesn't like it when you disobey him.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Really
All
doesn't like me
When
standing
you've done
here.
that, just step out into the hallway.
Whee! Open, close, open, close. I hope anyone listening to this had the sound up nice and loud when it started shouting at the person that this computer is dead. Right, let's go back and
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
that's good. It's reflecting that. This is what happens if I do this.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I quite like the fact that you can. There's just the fact that there's a broom closet that I can stand in should not be giving me this much entertainment. Oh, steps.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now I'm gonna go down. What's this?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Very true.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh,
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
So you need to get this.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Still repeating.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Don't think
Everything
you're normal,
will
mate.
be fine.
Not in any way, shape or form.
I am okay.
Nope, you're not.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that was a nice, pleasant ending. Essentially, you go mad. Right.
How
One last
wonderful.
go.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Turn off all the computers. Wait, that's 2 inputs now. I wonder if I reset it enough times if that will say input receive 5. So I get sort of the the different endings, as it were. That could be one for another time. Let's do it on Told this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There we go.
Yet there was not a single person here
Talk
either.
less.
Feeling a wave of
Do you believe the amazing
disbelief,
work of
Stanley
time?
decided
Yeah.
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let's avoid the broom closet this time, because you know he didn't.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's this? It's the executive bathroom. No, I can't do it. Ooh, I can't do it now either. The boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
You can abuse the narrator slightly. Let's see what's through the... yeah. What was this? That's been a couple of the endings you've seen so far. Oh, I'm going down. More buttons for us. The controls for this game are simple. It's left, right, up and down, a mouse to move, and a button to click. And that's pretty much it. There isn't actually much else to do. You left click to click buttons.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
No lights.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
No, I don't think I will.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Still on top then. If anyone wants to see any additional endings by the game, it's not that much. I'm just going to go through the ending that I'm told, what the narrator wants me to do.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
What the hell is that?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yep, I do. Carry on walking forward. There's another button to press. What's this? Employee observation protocol. It's something. I can't read it properly. Oh, there we go. Please note that employee 432 is a test case. If a screen fails to initialize, well, you can actually read that just about.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's that one? Can you zoom in? There's one over here that looks interesting. There's like a load of error messages or something. And there's more of them. Lift. I guess it's a lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Was it even
Had he
possible?
truly
It's
spent
happening
his
right
entire
now.
life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control facility. Yeah, but where do I go for that? What's this? Nope. I don't know what that does. Right, is there more buttons over here? That was number 5. So where's number 4? Where's number 1 first? 1, 2. No, I can't enable that. Let's go to the power then. Guess I can go up there, but it's number 5. So what's up here? Right, so number 1, 2, and 5 is. One, two. Is that number 4? Oh, it is. Okay. So I know where they all are. So do I press them in a certain order? It's number 4. Right. Okay. We're going to press 1 to 5 in the correct order and see if it does anything. Doopy doopy doo. 1, 2. Where was number 3? That was number 5, wasn't it? Number 3 was around here somewhere. Where did number 3 go? No, that's not it. I know I saw it around here. Ah, there he is. There's number 3. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. There's no number 0 either, so it's nothing to do with that code up there. It's number 4. And then I'll go to the facility power after hitting number 5. In case that's it. So you have to ask the question, if these guys are mind control and they're controlling people, are they themselves being controlled? Oh, here we go.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Oh, I can just about see something.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And there we go. That's one of the endings, but not all of the endings. Because as it says, you don't actually know. And as it started me up here, you don't actually know what happened to any of the people.
A soft wind blew outside, and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I think that's it for now for me. This has been the Stanley Parable. I might do a little review on it. I know we've started doing some reviews on stuff, so I might do a little review based on some footage. But this is the Stanley Parable, and, well, play it for yourself, because, as you saw, depending on which door you took, the game changes dramatically.
This was not the correct way to the
and the narration is stellar, it's top notch. So that's just one thing to do. And I actually recommend giving it a go, because it's not like Dear Esther and some games like that where all you do is walk. At least you're making decisions whether you follow the narration or not, basically. And as you saw, the narrator likes insulting you if you don't do what he tells you. Anyway, I've been Milky from Say What Now Productions, and this has been Stanley. He's nodding his head for you. And see you again some other time.